The enemy stubbornly tries to capture Kostyantynivka, attacking like a rabid beast. The Ukrainian armed forces are fighting back against the occupiers. The legendary cannon is entering the battle. It is retribution for the invader, the thunder of Ukrainian fury, erasing the Russian presence from our land day by day. On the battlefield, it has the final say, loudly, precisely, and decisively. After that, only complete failure awaits Putin's mercenaries. How this is achieved, watch in the following report.
The hardest part right now is reaching the positions, because this road is constantly monitored by enemy drones. Moreover, today the weather is very good, the sky is clear, and we've already heard several fixed-wing drones today. It's good that we have electronic warfare, but it doesn't save us in every situation.
To protect the approach to the positions, they use electronic warfare and pickups with gunners here. They don't hesitate to armor vehicles with iron plating and even stretch protective nets along the road.
We've entered a zone where almost everything can reach us. That's why we need to get out of here quickly, since one has already been shot down. But whether we'll be lucky again is unclear.
Instead of regular drones, the occupiers are increasingly launching so-called mother drones.
Usually drones flying beyond the LBZ line, about 5, at most 8 kilometers. And let's say there's a zone where you can move around calmly without worrying that something will suddenly hit you. Here we observe a situation where a so-called drone mother arrives, which acts both as a relay and as a carrier for smaller drones.
They are firing KS-19 cannons at our position. Here, the soldiers of the 111th Separate Territorial Defense Brigade are at work. While the cannon is silent, an enemy reconnaissance drone is in the sky.
What do you need?
They're conducting reconnaissance, looking for units, crews, basically anything that, as they say, gets in their way. So we're hiding, staying quiet, not operating.
In response, our soldiers are also tracking Russian positions, spotting a mortar and preparing the cannon.
Coordinates of the target are set. Guys, let's get to work. Cannon, fire, fire.
The KS-19 anti-aircraft gun is a true combat veteran. Despite decades of service, it remains effective in combat.
It has a very wide shrapnel spread, almost 200 meters, and it hits the target quite impressively, sometimes even right on the mark. Assaults, infantry, well, whatever targets we're given, we work on all of them.
From the sky, reconnaissance adjusts the cannon's accuracy.
Reconnaissance operates using greenery, trees, cover everything. That is, right now we are conducting reconnaissance of the same positions in the gray zone. What the pilots can't see, we can see with our own eyes.
In these sections of the front, the enemy has concentrated various units, from special forces to infantry. Our military positions are constantly being attacked by artillery.
If you talk about long-range weapons like MLRS, basically, well, I think for now we're on par with them. If you talk about mortars, the enemy has more of them, more shells and more crews.
The soldier with the call sign 66 used to create light installations and shows before the war. Now he operates an artillery system. He admits he had to swap creativity for weapons, but his attention to detail and precision in his work helped him here as well. All my previous work was somehow related to computers, and it was very easy for me. But the hardest part of this job is making that decision, you know? Well, even before and still now, I help snails cross the road and save beetles. But when such worms come crawling, overall, near Kostyantynivka in the Donetsk region, there has been a noticeable increase in the intensity of Russian attacks. The enemy is trying to encircle the city and secure positions on the commanding heights. Its main goal is to reach key positions for further advancement.
In our direction, there are a lot of commanding heights and junctions, for which the logistics routes are crucial. And in the future, the enemy will be amassing forces in all directions, specifically along all logistics routes, personnel, equipment, and so on. For the advance,
Turist is one of the youngest Ukrainian commanders. He became a brigade commander at the age of 29. Before that, at 25, he was already serving as a battalion commander.
I went to the military enlistment office. They looked at my personal file and told me, with your health record, you can't serve anywhere. They said, we can offer you either a position in communications or you can work here at the enlistment office with the officer staff. I said I refused.
Tourist got his first combat experience back during the ATO in 2020 in the Luhansk region. At that time, during shelling, a fire broke out along the front line. The flames spread quickly and it was impossible to put them out. The fighter suffered burns on almost half of his body.
The flames started spreading along the front very quickly, in great volume. And I had to make a decision about how to put it out. There were some attempts that didn't yield any results. The fire was already very close to our positions. During the evacuation of personnel and equipment, specifically during an attempt to evacuate an armored BMP vehicle, there was an explosion, a collapse.
Our hero is originally from Luhansk region and grew up in an orphanage. He dreamed of wearing a military uniform since childhood. He says his comrades have become a real family to him.
Any unit relies on its personnel who are followed by others.
Soldiers, sergeants, and officers. That's precisely why we protect and truly value our dedicated personnel.
And the call sign Tourist was not given to the brigade commander by chance. During his service, the man has traveled almost the entire country, but now, after everything he has been through and seen, he dreams not of the road, but of his own home and a peaceful life. Ekaterina Kosmarova, Dmitro Pozniakov, Rada Television Channel, for the summary program Jedini Holovne.
This has finally become known. Thousands of Colombian fighters have burst onto the front lines and are now mercilessly crushing the Russians. The first battles in the Sumy region have already been a real shock for the enemy. The armed forces of Ukraine have received unexpected but extremely powerful reinforcements. Putin's mercenaries are demoralized, fear in their eyes, chaos in their actions. The Colombian warriors are not just striking, they are preparing something truly historic. The front is ablaze at this very moment, and the fight against the Russian invaders is reaching a new level. What exactly is the foreign reinforcement preparing? The first details are coming up in the report.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine today. Join us now.
The Ruk unit in the 47th Brigade is called the Colombian unit. The vast majority of its soldiers hold Colombian passports. While the new recruits from South America are training at the range, their more experienced compatriots are reclaiming Ukrainian land from the occupiers in the Sumy region.
Right now, the guys from the Colombian unit are diligently practicing what they usually do on the front, leaning aggressively storming Russian positions. The positions are imaginary, but the bullets and grenades are real.
On the real front line in the Sumy region, Latin Americans in Ukrainian uniforms have cleared several enemy positions and captured a number of trophies.
The Russian language.
No, I can't always expect that everything will go well, but I always hope in God, so that He can get me out of every mission alive.
Formally, the unit is considered a company. In reality, there are already enough assault troops in it to allow for internal rotation if necessary. Some are fighting, some are resting, some are training. Can we talk about a specific number? How many did you bring into Ukraine?
Look,
We've already brought in over 1,000, actually closer to 2,000. Something like that. Hamlet, an ethnic Armenian, commander and organizer of the unit, never questioned whether there should be a foreign company in the 47th Brigade. He just went ahead and did it. The commander doesn't burden himself with other Hamlet-like questions either.
they have their own motivation, their own personal interest. I didn't ask. I'm not interested. They're fighting, they're doing everything as they should. The rest doesn't interest me, whatever their motivation is.
But that's interesting to us. What made people travel thousands of kilometers to come and defend Ukraine? Among the many reasons is the financial one.
I am a proud Colombian, and I am currently 27 years of age. My military career as a professional soldier began in Colombia. I am doing this to help the Ukrainian people, as well as to help my family and secure an income for myself. Well, money is a very important factor, because we need money to meet our needs. And on the other hand, this kind of work is a calling. I enjoy doing this.
But the reason for choosing this isn't just about money. For us, the enemy is Russia. Is Russia an enemy for you personally, or is it just a situational enemy?
I consider it an enemy. I don't understand why this aggression is happening. When innocent civilians are dying, I grew up surrounded by violence, and I have also experienced bad things in my own country. Things that we Colombians are not proud of. We have already lived through war, and for us, picking up a weapon is completely normal. This is very common in Colombia.
La violencia, a period of intense violence, that's precisely what this individual calls his brutal civil war, in which the established government fiercely fought against various communist groups. Most Colombian soldiers who joined the 47th Brigade believe that the guerrillas were supported by Russia.
It has always been widely known and understood. Always, it has consistently and actively supported various illegal leftist armed groups. That's how it's always been.
This guy from Peru has the call sign Stubborn. 15 years of service in a Peruvian Special Forces unit can't even be compared to what he saw in 8 months in Ukraine.
Since this is a battlefield, you can't expect everything to always go according to plan. I always tell the truth. We know this is war, and that things don't always look rosy. That's why we have to be honest both about the benefits for the servicemen and about the tasks we're carrying out here.
The truth is, here in Ukraine, there is no safe place anywhere. A Shahed drone is flying over us.
Everyone, get down, right now.
An explosion goes off somewhere nearby.
Easy.
Colombians have never seen a war like this at home. The Colombian unit, well, let's call it Colombian for convenience, since there are guys from other countries serving here too, is not just assault infantry, it's mechanized infantry. For fire support, the unit has these formidable Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, as well as M113 armored personnel carriers. And there are already trained crews for this complex equipment. This driver mechanic is from Zimbabwe, a country whose politicians openly declared their support for Russia in the war against Ukraine. Perhaps that's why the guy initially had to break through a wall of distrust in Ukraine.
I've been sharing much. People didn't share much experience with me about how and what to do correctly. So at first it was hard to learn. But in this unit, the attitude is unbiased and the commander here is a great person. He doesn't look down on people and gives them a chance to prove themselves. Give people a chance.
Thank you, Commander with a capital C. You have no idea how much it means to me to know that you take me into account. May my God always bless you. Have a wonderful night. May you get some rest until tomorrow. Commander, well, that's just poetry.
Well, my whole phone is like that.
The Commander is confident that foreigners, especially Colombians, can become a significant resource for our armed forces.
So we have, look, based on the applications we have, in a month, it's very easy to get at least 1,000 volunteers who want to come, at the very least. Just buy them tickets and they'll all come.
In Colombia, attitudes toward volunteers are mixed. There is no specific law in the country that prohibits Colombians from serving in the military in Ukraine. However, left-wing politicians are slowing down such recruitment, citing international conventions. At the same time, Colombian military leaders acknowledge a direct benefit for Colombia because it's the recruits who go to Ukraine, but a modern, well-trained army returns home.
Colombia receives a fully prepared army and soldiers who understand what war is and all the modern aspects that come with it. He has seen everything, he understands everything, he knows everything. The army itself becomes stronger.
Service in the Ukrainian armed forces gives Colombians the opportunity to rapidly climb the ranks of their military careers back home. But first, they need to win the war in Ukraine, or at least drive the Russians out of Sumy region.
Glory to the heroes! Viva Colombia!
Viva!
Viva Colombia!
Viva!
Andriy Tsaplienko, Alexander Klinin, Artem Oblovatny, Carmen Marquez, Serhiy Perfilov, TSN Week, 1+1, Marathon, United News.